Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is Saint Swithin and the 40 Days of Rain. Long ago in the walled city of Winchester lived a bishop named Swithun. He wore plain gray robes, rough to the touch. His boots were worn through at the heels. Most bishops rode tall horses through the city gates. They kept servants and ate from silver plates. Not Swithun. Swithun walked. He walked through the morning market, where fresh bread smelled of warm barley. He walked past the mill at midday, where children splashed in the wheel spray. Sometimes, when everyone else was asleep, he walked the quiet lanes at night. He said the night air helped him think. The people of Winchester loved him. There was an old stone bridge over the River Itchen. For years, its planks had been crumbling and its railing sagged. Swithun hired workers to fix it, but he also carried stones himself. "Bishop, please," said a worker, startled. "You should not be lifting rocks. My hands work just as well as yours." Swithun said he kept carrying. One June morning, a woman named Edith came to the bridge. She carried a wide basket with 12 brown eggs, each one nestled in straw. She was going to sell them at the market. But the bridge stones were slick with morning mist. Edith's foot slipped. The basket tipped. All 12 eggs hit the stone. Crack, crack. Yolk ran across the cold gray pavement. Broken shells spun into the river below. Edith sat down and covered her face, all of them. She whispered, "Every last one." Quiet footsteps came near. She looked up through her fingers. Swithun was standing there. He carried a small bundle of herbs and smelled of rosemary and cold water. He did not speak. He knelt beside the basket and laid one hand gently over the broken shells. Warmth rose up through the straw like sunlight through old linen. Edith blinked. The eggs were whole, all 12, smooth and clean, as if they had never cracked. Swithun stood up slowly. "The market is still open," he said, and he walked on. By evening, Edith had told every neighbor she had. By the end of the week, all of Winchester had heard. Years passed. Swithun's hair turned white as wool. His footsteps grew slow. One warm evening in early summer, he called his monks to his room. Candles burned on the sill, smelling of honey and beeswax. A moth tapped softly against the window glass. "Sit down," Swithun said. "I want to ask you something." The monks settled onto the cool stone floor. "When I die," Swithun said, "do not bury me inside the minster." The monks looked at one another. "Not inside?" "No, I want to be buried outside, under the north wall, under the place where the roof drips when it rains." The youngest monk leaned forward, puzzled. "But Bishop, rain would fall on your grave, feet would pass right by." Swithun smiled. It was a slow, warm smile. Yes, he said, "that is exactly what I want." He looked toward the window. The last light of evening lay in golden strips across the rooftops. A blackbird was singing in the garden below. "The rain is not punishment," he said softly. "The rain is company." On the 2nd of July, in the year 863, Bishop Swithin died. The monks carried him out into the cool night air. They buried him under the north wall, just where he had asked. Rain fell that night, soft and steady, dripping from the eaves above. It fell on the dark earth of his grave, just as he had wanted. More than 100 years passed. Winchester changed. New streets were laid, and the old minster grew dark and crumbled. A new bishop named Æthelwold wanted to build something magnificent. Workers came from all over England. Stone was cut into pale gray blocks. Tall arches rose, one by one. Winchers were fitted with colored glass. When the morning light came through, the cathedral floor turned gold and deep rose. It smelled of fresh mortar, cold stone, and warm candle wax. Æthelwold looked up at the soaring arches. Then he thought of Swithun, the humble bishop, nearly forgotten, still lying in the churchyard outside. We must honor him. Æthelwold said, "A craftsman built a shrine of polished gold and carved stone. It shimmered like sunlight reflected on still water." On the 15th of July, the 15th, said Æthelwold, "we will carry his bones inside." The year was 971. The morning of July the 15th came still and pale. The sky was white, the color of chalk. The monks gathered at the old grave. Brother Edmund, the oldest among them, lifted the first stone. The earth smelled of deep roots and old leaves. The bones were lifted carefully, wrapped in fresh white cloth. The procession moved slowly through the great wooden doors. A single bell rang above. Footsteps echoed under the high stone arches. Swithun was placed inside his golden shrine. The doors closed. Everything was quiet. Then Brother Edmund heard a sound, a tap on the roof above him. Then another tap. Then a rush. Rain. By afternoon, rain was hammering the streets. It swept through the market and swirled down every lane. The river Itchen rose and crept over its banks. Everyone ran indoors. The next morning, the rain was still falling. The morning after that, too. Children made little boats from sticks and sailed them in the puddles. A small girl named Mildred pressed her nose against the cold windowstone. Grandmother, she said, "Why won't it stop?" Her grandmother sat spinning wool by the fire. The room smelled of wood smoke and warm lanolin. Rain drummed steadily on the roof above them. The old woman looked up slowly. "Some say it is Swithun," she said. Mildred turned with wide eyes. "The bishop, the one who fixed the bridge?" "Yes, he is making it rain." Her grandmother set down her spindle. He asked to stay outside in the open air. He wanted the rain to fall on him. He wanted footsteps nearby, but the monks moved him inside into a golden shrine. Mildred looked back at the window. Raindrops ran down the glass in long crooked lines. "Maybe he doesn't want golden," she said quietly. "Maybe he just wants outside." Her grandmother did not answer. She picked up her spindle and kept spinning. The rain fell for 40 days, 40 whole days, from first light to dark, without stopping. When it finally stopped, the air smelled like clean stone and wet hay. The sky turned the deepest, purest blue. People came blinking out of their doorways, and they remembered. A rhyme spread through Winchester after that. Children sang it in the lanes. Mothers said it while hanging laundry on the line. Saint Swithun's Day, if thou dost rain, for 40 days it will remain. Saint Swithun's Day, if thou be fair, for 40 days 'twill rain no more. Every year on the 15th of July, the people of Winchester stepped outside before breakfast. They looked up at the sky. If clouds rolled in dark and heavy, they nodded at each other. Swithun is not pleased today. If the sun came through warm and clear, they smiled. Swithun is content. Winchester Cathedral still stands today. Its pale gray walls rise over the city just as they always have inside. A stone on the floor marks where Swithun's shrine once rested. If you visit on a July morning, you might hear someone say, "Better look at the sky first." It is Saint Swithin's Day. And so Winchester also slowly fell asleep. Good night.